Touring Cars 500, Event 2, Round 1, Suzuka Rain Race. Hello everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. Today we're driving a Honda NSX-GT in the Pro Touring Cars part of the season. We're in a Touring Cars 500 event at the Suzuka Circuit in Japan on the West Course B track. We're doing 4 laps and we are driving, well, they say during the day, but it could be any time of day really. We're driving during a rainstorm and we started 11th of 22. Now I do want to remind you and myself that we are driving in Grid Legends, and as you know, in Grid Legends anything can happen. Cars can spin out in front of us, they can run into other cars, they can run into the wall. The thing that you got to watch out for is when that happens, and if it happens, that they don't take you out in the process, because if they take you out anywhere along the race, it doesn't matter if it's in the first lap or the last. Of course, the further on in the race, the worse it'll be. But if you get taken out of the race, there's a good chance that by the time you get back on the track and get rolling again, that you're not going to be able to get to the front of the pack. So try and avoid those collisions at all costs if you can. Now, coming up around the corner here, we're going to be ending our first lap fairly quickly, and we're going to try and pick off a few more as we go along here before the first lap is done, and maybe try and get back to our starting position of 11th. Now, we've done 1 lap and we haven't really gone anywhere. And then you got to watch out for the other cars, because like I was saying, whoa, he spun out and hit the wall, came back, and we could not avoid him. And sometimes that happens. You cannot avoid him, no matter how hard you try. Now the front end of the car seems to be okay. It seems to be steering just fine, so we're just going to put it behind us and keep ripping here. But like I said, anything can happen in Grid Legends, and that's what makes these races a little bit more interesting, I would say. You know, now as we're coming up along here, we're in 10th position. The only reason we moved up from our starting position is because that one guy took himself out of the race. So we're going to try and pick off a few here now as we go along, because we are in our 2nd lap, which is almost done. And, you know, with 2 more laps to go, we don't have to get too excited. Now you do got to remember, when you're driving in the rain, it will make the track a little bit more slippery than normal, and it does affect your driving. So it will affect how your car handles on the track as compared to a dry track. So keep that in mind when you're racing in the rain in Grid Legends. It can be brutal at times, but this little Honda has got some pretty mean traction on the track here, so we're going to be okay, I believe. As we're coming along here, I think this is almost the end of the 2nd lap. Whoa, that car, oh, he pushed him over on the track and made him lose control, and he spun out. Well, that was not very nice. Anyhow, we're going to keep a close eye on him in front of us, because you never know what he's going to do when we want to try and pass him. I don't want him running into the side of me, so when we get a decent opportunity to go by him, I think we're gonna put him behind us as quickly as we can. So, and he's right in front of us. In the meantime, we're just gonna let those 3 battle it out between the 3 of them and see if they're gonna do anything out of the ordinary. And it doesn't look like it. Not yet, anyhow. I think we're gonna put that troublemaker behind us, and I think we might as well just put the next one behind us too, because wow, I tell you, what a chaotic race this has been. We still got the 2 to contend with. We're not quite done with the chaos just yet, but we're getting close to the end of the 3rd lap, and with only 1 lap left to go, it'd be nice to be in the lead so we can control the race ourselves and maybe push a little bit, put a buffer zone between them and us, and then hit it for the checkered flag at the end of the race. This here is a straight stretch coming into the end of the third lap. Oh, see, he was coming over too. The drivers in Grid Legends are pretty aggressive at times, so you do have to be careful and keep an eye on them. You know, and it's one thing when they're aggressive on a dry track, but when it's wet like this and they slide around a little bit, it becomes a little bit more chaotic. So I'm not too fond of that kind of driving. It's not my thing, so I like to get by them and put them behind me then. As we're ripping through here now, all we have to worry about is just keeping it a clean race. Stay on the track. Don't drive off the track, because like I mentioned earlier on, if you drive off the track or you get knocked off the track, you might not have enough time to get back on. And if you do, by the time you do get back on, the other cars will be so far ahead that you won't be able to catch up to them anymore. But I don't think that's going to happen. We're in full control here, and we are almost at the end of the lap. So the checkered flag, it looks like it's going to be for the Opafed. Wow, I just absolutely love I never used to like the rain racing, but I'm starting to enjoy them a lot more. I really like this one, and I hope you had a fun time too watching this one. Hope to see you back at Opafed Gaming again real soon. And until then, you've been racing in the rain with me, the Opafed, in a Honda NSX-GT.